Hey, what's up, guys? TheCampingRusher here. We're back after a little bit of a holiday break. I hope everybody enjoyed their holidays, and of course, we got a lot of Fortnite news for you. And speaking of the holidays, right away, Winterfest has randomly been disabled today. We don't really know what happened, but Winterfest was supposed to run until January 3rd, 2023. Of course, that's a week away from now. But as of 6 a.m. This morning, apparently Epic Games disabled all in-match Winterfest content, and the rocket launcher is now back in the game. Okay, yeah, you can even see on this news post here, jump into festive gameplay and unwrap presents, including the sled-ready Guff outfit at the Cozy Lodge before Winterfest leaves on January 3rd, right? So confirming that this was a mistake. Are they going to re-enable this? I'm not too sure. Do they have the manpower to re-enable it? As you know, the Epic Games team is actually on holiday themselves until January 2nd. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. I will of course let you know. Subscribe, turn your noties on. We'll be getting back into the swing of things, more regular posting. I took 5 to 7 days off there, just enjoying the holiday. Had family, friends over, and whatnot. And of course, I mean, there's also not a ton of news, so I kind of plan things accordingly. I'm not going to take my break in the middle of the end of a season where all the news is coming out, things like that. So I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. But I've also missed it, right? I'm ready to get back to it. The heavy shotgun, along with the updates today, has been unvaulted. Okay, so it's back. Of course, not the OG version. The OG version's been vaulted for a while now. It's the the sniper-like shotgun. So I know some are a fan. Takes super long range and a tight reticle, right? So yeah, that's what's going on. I'll let you know if they plan to re-enable things or if they're just going to call it right there. The new Guardian Shield item. We've had a couple looks at it through the trailers, some gameplay. It is most likely going to be enabled with the Week 5 challenges, and that is January 3rd to January 5th. It's because the Week 5 challenge requires you to use the new item. So with that, this should be released next week when they return. It's a handheld shield that blocks ballistic fire and explosives. It can be thrown to provide cover at a distance, or again, it can come up just in your hand. So there's two different uses for it. I'm excited for this one, man. It's kind of like a shield bubble that's going to require a little bit more skill, or just a little bit different of a mechanic, right? You don't get to cover yourself completely, and it's got a couple different uses, especially for zero build. I think this is going to be a fun item. So I'm into it. I'm looking forward to it. Now, with that dropping, here's what we have left. Other than that, from the Chapter 4 trailer. Deku's Mythic, which is, of course, already out. My Hero Academia. And First Person Mode, which was teased with the Doom item, right? Him launching that, grenade version of himself. And, of course, that was leaked last season. We know they've been working on that. And then the Oathbound drone, Owl. It will just, you fly it around, it reveals enemies, another cool item. So two things, one is out, one we know is coming, and two things are still yet to come. A couple more upcoming items from the files. New shield and med kit. You only consume what you need and save the rest for later. New revolver, a DPS assault rifle, and rocket launcher. New knockback SMG and breach shotgun. Exotic twin mag SMG and red IAR. Of course, we've got a couple of these, and exotic balloons. Okay, so anything here is what was released in the Chapter 4 update regarding the files. So expect it all to come out in the next season or next couple seasons. It's ready to go. It's just a matter of when does the stuff come out. Speaking of new things, we've got the upcoming perks and augments that Epic is working on. And we have talked about these at the start of the season. Midas Touch, Peely's Plunder, Skill Check gives 50 HP and 25 shield if you eliminate someone with a common or uncommon weapon, right? It's similar to Siphon, but you get more using a less powerful weapon. And same Siphon Shotgun, heals your shield and the HP when you damage a player. And I'll let you read through a couple of the others there. You can pause the video if you'd like to. yeah, they got lots to come. I do really enjoy the perk system. I think it's just, it makes the game feel fresh, right? That's kind of our big brand new mechanic this season. And I do want them to release more, and I think the better ones, the more useful ones are always fun, right? Some of them, if they're not useful, they're going to get skipped over every time. No one's ever going to use them. They need to be useful at least in some situation that makes it worth picking them, right? The next crew skin, we've got to look at it. It's going to be called Guildheart, and it was decrypted, so January's crew pack. What are your thoughts? Right away, are you a fan of this thing? I'm looking at it closely here for the first time. I think the back bling there is very good looking, and I like the color scheme, the horns. Better, I think better than our last couple. I'm actually a fan of this one. I've been a crew pack subscriber since it released, and they tend to not let me down, and so I'm a fan of this one. I will stay subscribed, right? Well done, Epic. You've kept me around. And then before we move into our last piece of news, this was from the beginning of the season as well. Of course, we do have motorcycles this season, dirt bikes. They're working on more. Epic are working on 2 other motorcycle types, and it's the cruiser bike and the sport bike. Okay, I assume some will be faster, some will be bulkier, or maybe handled differently, or it might just be a visual change, honestly, right? Like we have with some of the cars. I'm not sure what the plan is, but we know they're working on them in the files. And yeah, I think dirt bikes have been one of the fun additions this chapter. Okay, last thing I got here is something that I think everybody should be aware of, and maybe a shift in priority for Epic Games and what they're focusing on ban-wise, okay? So it starts with this. Epic Games have issued bans for people that have done the recent XP glitches with the unreleased LTMs. I guess they are no longer safe. This is from December 22nd, so 5 days ago. Apparently FNBR Intel, who broke this, like he was advertising some of these glitches, and he defended himself. He said they've never banned for this in 3 years. I guess they're trying to set an example of what happens when you play, again, specifically unreleased LTMs. And again, I don't blame them, right? If they're not punishing people for it, then you know, even if it's in the rules, they're not punishing, people are still going to participate in these glitches. So I don't blame them, as long as when things go badly, or when Epic Games gives you the warnings, the bans, you stop. I don't know. I don't think you're too much in the wrong. That's my opinion. I'm sure some of you might disagree. But he added on to this, just to be clear, the bans are currently only for those who played Sword Fight recently, so it doesn't have to be from today. It could be from previous. Apparently, it's just focused on this Sword Fight LTM, the unreleased version of it. Those who did Solid Gold are safe. For now, I think this is just the beginning. XP glitches in creative, things like that, if you've played those, I think those are safe for now. And yeah, it's just it's worth pointing out though, because when they start banning people for this, and when they have it in the past, I think some people are going to be surprised. And I actually took this part from Happy's video, so shout out to him. He was the one who talked about this. There's a conversation on Discord between an Epic employee and someone that was banned. So this is the guy that was banned. I understand you're mad because we made you work on your vacation, but you haven't banned for ages, so why now? And only banning for one LTM is extremely unfair just because it's a smaller amount of players that did it. And the Epic employee responds, I'm sorry you think it's unfair that you were banned for using a Discord bot to help load into a non-live playlist so you could exploit an unintended glitch to gain XP. But if you give me a few minutes, I'll happily make it longer. Bam! He let him know, man. The Epic employee wasn't taking it. And I love the response because, again, it's in the rules. If they decide to start banning people for it, that's the risk you're taking every time when you participate in glitches, cheats, XP gains, XP glitches, right? It's even if you haven't been caught in the past. So now that people have been caught, I'm making this video to make you aware. If you participate in things against the rules, Epic can flip the switch at any time and you could be punished for it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Talk soon. Touch the like button. Goodbye.